No, it's not going well between Trump and Elon. Here's what's happening. So Elon recently left the administration, and his status as a special government employee. And they had a brotherly news conference where they were patting each other on the back just last week. And then Elon said, I can stand it no longer. I have got to say what I feel. The big, beautiful bill is an absolute abomination, a disgusting abomination, ridiculing the amount of spending and the amount of pork that's in there. You know, these pet projects that you've got to give this lawmaker or that in order to get them to be a yes on the bill. And he's ripping on it, and Trump is selling it at the same time, and clearly has a disagreement with Elon about this. So Trump had been holding his fire. Elon went off for 2 days in a row, started Tuesday, continued Wednesday. Trump didn't say anything. He let off some steam. But you know how Trump is. Like, you keep poking the bear, and the bear is going to give you the claw eventually. And it just happened.
Everyone's favorite billionaire bromance just blew up. And no, this isn't some Marvel movie plot twist. Elon Musk and Donald Trump are now publicly trading shade like it's a middle school drama club. So what happened? One wanted to slash bloated bills, and the other wanted to sell them as big and beautiful.
Here's the first soundbite from Trump behind, he's in the Oval for this, is he not, team? I think he's in the Oval talking about this. Yeah, okay, shot one.
Yeah, I can understand why he's upset. Remember, he was here for a long time. You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk. And even with the black eye, I said, do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup. But he said, no, I don't think so, which is interesting and very nice. He wants to be who he is, so you could make that statement too, I guess. Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we will anymore. I was surprised because you were here. Everybody in this room practically was here as we had a wonderful send-off. He said wonderful things about me. You couldn't have nicer. Said the best thing. He's worn the hat. Trump was right about everything. And I am right about the great, big, beautiful bill.
Okay, so you can tell it's getting tenser. But then he went on. We're getting the soundbite ready. This just happened. I'll give you the preview, and then we'll play it when we have it ready. But he came out and said, I would have won Pennsylvania without Elon, and suggested maybe he's suffering from some Trump Derangement Syndrome. Oh, God. And then Elon came out. Oh, by the way, Trump also said, I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anyone. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden, he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out we're going to have to cut electric vehicle mandates, EV mandates, subsidies for, green energy and like places like Tesla. He hasn't said anything bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. And then Elon came out and said, okay, first of all, false. This bill was never shown to me, not even once. It was passed in the dead of night so fast that almost no one in Congress could even read it. Whatever, he continued on X. Keep the EV and solar incentive cuts in the bill. Fine. Even though there are no oil and gas subsidies, none of those are touched. Very unfair. But ditch the mountain of disgusting pork in this bill. In the entire history of civilization, there's never been legislation that is both big and beautiful. Everyone knows this. Either you get a big and ugly bill or a slim and beautiful one. Slim and beautiful is the way to go. And here was that soundbite with Trump going after him on Pennsylvania. Watch.
I think I would have won. Susie would say I would have won Pennsylvania easily anyway. But I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate. And I'll be honest, I think he misses the place. I think he got out there and all of a sudden he wasn't in this beautiful Oval Office.
So, let me get this straight. Elon was totally fine with the bill until it hit his wallet? Yikes. That's like pretending you're mad at junk food. Only after you finish the fries. And Trump calling him out for it? That's classic Trump. Petty, but not wrong. The irony is, both of them are technically right. And somehow both still annoying about it. Welcome to 2025 politics, where billionaires fight over who's less fake.
He's not the first. People leave my administration and they love us. And then At some point, they miss it so badly, and some of them embrace it, and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump Derangement Syndrome, I guess they call it, but we have it with others, too. They leave, and they wake up in the morning, and the glamour's gone, the whole world is different, and they become hostile.
Oh, boy. And then, Stu, Elon tweeted out, without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House, and Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude. Oh, your thoughts?
Oh, man. Well, maybe this was all too good to be true, Megan.
We love that first hour. That first hour is so fun.
I know. Now it all crumbles. This sort of super team combo with Elon and Trump was always one of those things you've wondered about how long it might last, right? I mean, they're two very big egos, two people who do not like to back down at all and kind of live their lives with, I'm going to say whatever I want about whomever I want. I think there's a lot of Republicans who would be terrified of taking on Elon Musk, from him obviously controlling X to the fact that he's kind of like became, the Republicans' biggest benefactor, right? Like maybe that's one of the reasons why this took a couple of days. But frankly, when you start saying stuff to Donald Trump like you would not have won without me, I don't know that there's anything that you could say to Donald Trump that would piss him off more than that sentence. I fear
other
that
than you lost in 2020. Those two,
right? Yes, those two things, and they're very closely related, right? I think, it's funny. I was really optimistic with Elon Musk joining the way that he did. I read his autobiography, or not his autobiography, the biography that was written about him, but the guy followed him around for months and months and months and months.
Walter Isaacson.
And thank you very much. The book is great, and it's really interesting. And you see Elon Musk, there's a lot of flaws in him. He's not a perfect guy. But one of the things that was really encouraging about him entering government was the way he approached these things. He often looked at systems that had been ingrained forever and questioned them and ripped them apart and made them more efficient. And so I had really high hopes for this, but it always felt like there was a bit of a wick on a time bomb that, I guess it would be a time bomb if there was a wick. But I'm making up the analogy as I go here, Megan.
I got it. I'm picturing the cartoon bomb that does have a wick.
Exactly. It's funny. When this all happened, I was with a group of friends right after the election. Trump won, and we were all kind of sitting around, and all of us were rooting for this to be really successful, to Trump to do great, and Elon to be great, helpful. And as we talked about it, we just kind of came up with this conclusion that, oh no, this is going to turn bad. It's not going to last that long. And we actually had a bet in which we predicted the date of the breakup. And my pick, I want this to be known nationally, was May 29th. That was my pick. It is June 5th. So I missed by less than a week.
Man's out here bragging like he called the celebrity divorce of the year. But really, did anyone not see this coming? You've got Elon Musk, the guy who banned pronouns from his bio and dunked on Twitter employees like it was a sport, and Trump, who turns on allies faster than CNN turns on reality. You didn't need a bet. You just needed common sense and a halfway decent memory. These two were never going to last. It was never a partnership. It was an ego collision with a countdown. The real bet should have been how loud the fallout would be, not when.
And in the commercial break, after you told me about that clip, Megan, I went into the group chat and I just texted my Venmo. I'm not happy that I'm going to win that bet, but I believe that bet is won.
Yeah, it's not a surprise. It's unfortunate because, it's so much better for America, I think, to have Elon on board with the Trump agenda. Maybe they will be again. Maybe the big, beautiful bill, which Mark Halpern was explaining to us yesterday, will pass because it must pass or Trump's entire presidency is in danger. That is what he said. Maybe Elon will just swallow it and get past it and realize there's still so many areas of cooperation. And it does not serve us at all to have him supporting Democrats. Like yesterday, he was saying people who vote for this thing will pay a price. I don't think he's actually going to run against Republicans. I mean, what he's getting now online is people like George Conway tweeting, "I love Elon Musk. Don't you?" So what does this do for the left now, Stu? Are they going to start buying Teslas again? Are they gonna, is it okay to drive one? You don't have to firebomb Tesla stores any longer since Elon is taking on Trump. I don't know, but it's not over because there's, I think, zero chance Trump lets "you would have lost the election without me" lie. He is not going to let that lie without pummeling Elon. It's about to get ugly.
Oh man, it's going to get really ugly. And I don't, I'm not, I know you're not either. I'm not excited about it. I think it was a really positive thing. And hopefully there is something that happens. I still think I agree with Mark that something's going to pass. It might not be this exact bill or something super close to it. There may be a simplification process that has to occur over a period of time. We will see on that. And maybe Elon can come around to that.
Fix the country, please. This isn't about fixing anything. It's about which mega donor gets to pretend they're the outsider while pushing trillion-dollar monstrosities packed with subsidies for their own industries. Elon's not your savior, Trump's not your martyr, and this whole slap fight, it's just two rich guys trying to out-populist each other. If you think either side is doing this for the people, I've got a bridge made of pork earmarks to sell you.